Good morning. Thank you for joining. Glad you're keeping up your practice. We'll start today with first stretching on the mat, and then we'll come up and end with standing postures. So go ahead and get settled in an easy posture. For a moment, bring the attention onto yourself. Observe your breathing. Let's practice some good breathing to start with, some pranayama today, and then get to stretching. So we'll practice the 4 stages of breathing first. Inhale, hold your breath, exhale, and then hold your breath. Okay? So you can spend 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds with each phase. So go ahead and give it a try. After your final phase, just give it a break. So that's just to get you introduced to what is good breathing. Obviously you want to do this more, but as you do, what is key is you have to be mindful. Okay, you can't do this in a automatic fashion. Okay, you can't just breathe while your mind is somewhere else. So as you practice pranayama, you got to be mindful of your breathing. Just listen to the sound of your breath and try to keep thoughts away. Okay, so that's your challenge, and that is true with every pranayama technique. Okay, so now let's try the 1:2 pranayama. You inhale for say 5 counts, and then you exhale for 10 counts. Okay, if you are running out of breath, just reduce the duration. Let's give this a try a few times. After your next exhalation, breathe normally. So the 1:2 pranayama is a good one to practice even during your postures. You might not want to make it too long, but let's say 6 and 12 probably is a good duration to get the energy flowing, feel it without having to rushing through your breathing. Okay, so that's 2 pranayamas we tried today. So that's good. Now let's do some bandhas, which is first let's do the Jalandhara Bandha. So go ahead and inhale, hold your breath, and then drop your chin, locking your throat. Hold as long as you're comfortable. Then just whenever you are ready to go, just let go and breathe easy. Let's give that a couple of tries. Jalandhara Bandha is great to stimulate your throat chakra. That's where the thyroid glands reside, right? So people with underactivity, this is a good bandha to practice. So that was one of the bandhas. The other bandha we'll try is the Uddhana Bandha, abdominal lock. So again, I think you have done this before. You have to lean forward. This will give you a good grip to lift up your diaphragm. So expel your air from the system as quickly as possible. Maintain that vacuum inside, emptiness inside, and then relaxing the diaphragm, pull it up towards the spine. And you can watch some YouTube videos actually, which will, this is not a complex process really. Let's go ahead and give it a try. So there are 2 variations of this. One is you just lift the diaphragm and hold it against the spine. The other one is you relax your diaphragm and move it back and forth, okay? Just like bellows, which will kick up the fire inside. That's exactly what Uddhana means. Uddhana means is the lifting of the bird. The bird denotes the energy. The energy inside, which is dormant, you practice Uddhana Bandha and you lift it up. Okay, so let's give it one more try. And release. So we practice 2 pranayama techniques and 2 locks or bandhas. Okay, now let's get to stretch. Look over your right shoulder and your left, working your neck a few times. Back to neutral, rotate your head. And in the other direction. Back to neutral. Okay. Now let's just rotate your shoulders a few times. And in the other direction. Come back to neutral. Flex your neck up and down. If you find it hard to sit on the floor, you can always sit in a chair and do whatever possible. Back to neutral. Okay, now for the seated mountain, arms up and lock your arms at the elbows. Point your index fingers to the ceiling. Lengthening your spine as you inhale and letting go as you exhale. And release. That was a good stretch. Now let's work our trunk. So go ahead and get your hands to the back and lean towards your left knee as you hold the right wrist and pull it down at the back. Head down. And slow and comfortably deep breathing. Come back up. Reversing hands, hold the left wrist and pull it down and bend towards the right knee. Now if you want to go deeper here, you can actually place that right leg on the mat and left leg up on the right and then try to reach down. Again, only if you need to and if you can. Come back up to the front. Bring your hands to the front, walk the fingers away. Head down, hold and breathe. And come back up to neutral. So that was a good stretch to the back and we'll keep it going. So let's try the twist. So let's twist to the right and Turn to your right and back. Place the left hand on the outside of the right knee. Okay, this helps you, pivot and maybe twist a little bit more. Try to keep your spine up, especially the lower part of your spine. Complete looking over the right shoulder. Come back to neutral. Now let's twist to the left and back. Try to, as you keep your back straight, you got to breathe as slow and deep as possible. So the idea is to engage as much of the spine as possible. And the movement along the spine is what helps its health. Come back to neutral. Bring both your feet together in front. Baddha Konasana. Hold the toes, pull them up as you press the knees down. Sit up straight. So think of your lower chakras, the Swadhisthana chakra, which is about 4 finger widths below the navel. This chakra is the seat for the results of past actions. So anything that is holding you from moving forward, you want to bring your attention to the Swadhisthana chakra and just rest your attention there. Don't think, don't analyze. Maybe a solution will just surface on its own. Now as you inhale, lift the knees up, exhale down a few more times, warming up the thigh joints. And now just as you exhale, bend forward, letting go of your trunk. Come back up to seated position. All right. Now let's go ahead and get down on the mat. on the mat. Keep your legs bent and knees in the air, dropping each knee to its side into Supta Baddha Konasana. So what this does is it pushes your hip bones up, so your lower back kind of gets released. Okay, so don't try to push it down, let it stay up so it forms a natural arch. Again, this is a great posture to focus on the lower energy centers. Either choose the Swadhisthana chakra or the Manipura chakra at the navel. Deep breathing. Slowly come back up, bringing the knees together. Now stretch your right leg out and pull the left knee into your chest. You have to apply a healthy amount of pressure on your lower abdomen. Deep breathing. Now as you hold the knees into the abdomen, now grab the toes or grab the arch of your foot and press it down to the left. Continue with your deep breathing. And let go of that left leg all the way on the mat. That was a good stretch and opening of the left side. Try the same with the right. So pull your right knee into your chest. So hands can be holding around the knees, or you can hold the inside of the thigh. The other leg, which is straight, you got to keep it engaged. It should be active. So make sure it's as comfortably straight as possible. And then again hold the toes or the arch and press the right knee to the side. And release. Okay. Now bring both the feet back on the mat, legs bent at the knees. You got to keep your legs parallel as you lift the hips up into the bridge. Experiment, with the position of your foot. Try to maybe hold it a little closer and see what happens. And once you settle in the posture, you got to breathe mostly through engaging your chest, okay? More than the abdomen moving, the chest is what should be moving. And release the hips back down. Now let's try some Sarvangasana. Okay, so what you want to do first, let's prepare for this. So as you have your legs folded, you will notice your lower back is flat on the mat. Okay, so that's how you want to keep your back as you go through the first movement here. So straighten your legs, but your lower back is as flat as possible, right? And then lift the leg up and down. Try to keep that lower back still flat. Now, when the leg comes up, you can use your hands to push the trunk up, either into incline or into a vertical. And then slowly, whenever you're ready, one vertebrae at a time, as much as possible, and then lowering the legs down. Let the breathing settle down. And once the breathing comes back to normal, you want to turn to rest on the trunk. Let's go for the spins. So what you do is raise your trunk up. You can actually fold your hands holding the elbows, or just stretch your hands out to the front. Hold and breathe. And from here, let's push yourself up into a plank. Which is the forward plank. And into downward dog.
And then walk the feet forward, first into a half bend, holding your hands, head down. Then straighten the legs. Let the weight of your trunk pull on your lower back.
Come back up into your back bend. And back to prayer position. Let's practice Surya Namaskar. Walk up to 3/4 of your mat. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, standing forward bend. Inhale, left foot to the back, lunge. And then downward dog. And stretch, exhale. Inhale, upward dog. Downward dog. Right foot to head lunge, and then standing forward bend. Exhale. Inhale, back bend, back to prayer position. One more time. Inhale, back bend, and standing forward bend. Exhale. And then inhale, right foot goes back, lunge, downward dog, and stretch, exhale. Inhale, upward dog. Downward dog, left foot to head lunge. Exhale, standing forward bend. Inhale, back bend. Back to prayer position. Let the breathing settle down. Now let that energy settle down, and then we'll go for the balancing posture. So go for a stance and a hero. Point your left foot to the side, right inside. Arms parallel to the mat. Look over the left shoulder. And then reaching down for the triangle. Come back up, back to neutral, and on the other side, back to a stance, right foot to the side, left inside, arms parallel to the mat. You got to keep your chest broad and open, facing the front as you look to the right. And then reach down for the triangle, keeping your hips open as open as possible. Come back up to neutral. So this triangle is great for stretching the sides. Now for our few final postures, let's try the Vrikshasana tree. So you're going to balance on the right leg. Fold the left into the right or just let it stay up. You can use a wall or chair for support. Eyes on the ground. And release. Shake your leg, and now you want to stand on the left, folding the right. And release. And finally, let's try the standing chair. Sit down as you stand up. Stretch your arms up, lengthening your spine. Hold and breathe. And release. Okay, shake your legs, bring your hands into a prayer position. As you rest your attention inwards, observe what is happening inside. Coming back to the present moment, you should always try to end a yoga posture, yoga session with some mantras or utterances that makes you stronger